would like your close attention. So sit back and enjoy your 2003-2004 Little Steppers performing to Blue Suede Shoes.
Are you recording?
Yep. Ladies, the music's on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We go now to the Southern State Bank keys to the game. Johnny, what do we have tonight?
Mike, the Southern State Bank keys to the game tonight are blocking within the tackles. We've got to maintain that line of scrimmage, you know, take advantage of Hot Springs' inexperience, and we've got to get penetration on the line on the defense. That is number one key tonight. The second thing is stopping the option. They've got quick backs like Ron was talking about earlier. The quarterback he's big and physical and smart, so we've got to stop the option play of the offense. And the third biggest thing is believe that we can win, and after we get the lead, maintain that lead. You got to maintain your focus, your concentration, just like you were getting to that point to the lead, and you got to maintain that same presence as you're leading the ball game. So that is the Southern State Bank's keys to this ball game for a Malvern victory tonight.
And Ron, specifically that the second key of the game Johnny mentioned, which was stopping that option. I would have to think that playing the deceptive offenses of Lake Hamilton and Benton the last couple of weeks have got to help coming into this game.
I hate to go out on a limb, but I just don't see. It would surprise me if Hot Springs is any more deceptive than what we've seen in the previous 2 ball games. Tell you what, that was a good senior quarterback. We faced at Benton, and then of course Lake Hamilton under Coach Clay. Their quarterbacks always gets their team in the best possible situation. So I don't think we'll see as much deception. I think the coaches want to line up, play hard, smash mouth football, and see what happens.
Well, Ron, what I saw in the last 2 ball games, Lake Hamilton and Benton both controlled that line of scrimmage on their offensive side. They did not allow any pressure on the quarterback. We did not get in the backfield to disrupt the delay traps that Benton was running, and it allowed them to move the ball by running. And for Lake Hamilton, no pressure on the quarterback, and allowed him to scramble around and throw some balls downfield to open receivers that took a while to get open. So getting penetration with our D-line and holding our own on the line of scrimmage on the offense, I think that's going to be a huge key. Now, like I said before, believing in yourself that you can win, and when you do have the lead, maintain that confidence and let it continue to the end of the ball game will be a huge key for this Leopard team.
The captains are on the field. Hot Springs Trojans did win the toss and have elected to receive. We have, once again, of course, one of our running programs is the Southern State Bank isolated player of the game. And who will that be tonight?
Mike, Southern State Bank has selected number 44, Brandon Bradford. He's going both ways, fullback and linebacker. And another one of the keys of the game is stopping that option. And Brandon Bradford is going to be one of the keys of this victory tonight. So we're proud. Southern State Bank is proud to sponsor this isolated player of the game, Brandon Bradford, number 44.
The Leopards getting ready to tee this one up. Josh Floriani has it set up for the Leopards. 2 deep for Hot Springs. Floriani angles this one to the far corner. Fielded at the 14-yard line across the 30, now the 35. Tackle made there by the kicker, Josh Floriani.
Mike, that was a pretty good wedge by Hot Springs. They combined right in the middle of the field and brought it straight up. And the deep back, he just got right up in the middle and pretty good return all the way up to the 37-yard line.
And it looks like it is going to be number 11, Lafayette Frederick, starting out at quarterback for the Trojans.
Mike, right after this, I'd like to go ahead and announce the starting defensive lineup.
Frederick under center now. Long count, gives to one of his halfbacks that crossed the 40 at the 41-yard line. That's number 5, KJ Esau.
Mike, starting defensive tackle Justin Clegg. Number 53, defensive end Tim Callison. 64, inside linebacker Travis Potts. Number 60, inside linebacker John Skinner. Number 44, outside linebacker Brandon Bradford. Right after this, I'll finish up.
Gain of 4 on the play. It's 2nd down and 6 for the Trojans. To give this time up the middle.
Wow.
It looks like there may have been a little problem with the exchange. It looks like Frederick tried to pull that one out. But there's going to be a short loss of about a yard on the play. It's 3rd down and 7.
Mike, that was Brandon Bradford stepping up into the hole, disrupting the play, along with Jonathan Reddick, number 77. They were trying to run the wishbone option out to the veer to the right. No gain on the play, so great defensive effort stopping the veer.
Boy, Reddick really stepped in there, and the linebacker stepped up quick. Bradford stepped in there and helped too, guys.
Frederick once again under center. This time fumbles the snap, breaking to the outside, has some running room across the 40, and run out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
Mike, this is going to be just shy, half a yard shy of the 1st down. A busted play. The quarterback fumbled the snap. He was able to go away from where the play was designed to go. It looked like it was going up the middle. He scrambled out to the outside and ran for the sidelines. Came up just about a half yard short.
Now Hot Springs bringing the punting team on after debating it. 10:33 remaining here in the first quarter. Hot Springs on their first possession. It's 4th down and a little bit less than a yard.
Mike, you can see that the quarterback, number 14, is the deep snapper.
Brandon Claiborne set to kick. Back heel at the 31, gets this one away. Nice kick. Will be fielded at the Malvern 25, like Kevin Bryant on the return. He's brought down right at the 25, and the Leopards will take over there, 1st and 10.
Mike, that was Corey Monroe that was on the deep catch back there. He fumbled the ball just briefly. Luckily, he came up with it pretty quick before the Hot Springs Trojans were down pretty quick on the coverage. So good concentration on Corey Monroe to keep up with it.
Roberts brings the play in. Delamar goes to the far side. Kevin Bryant to the near side. Leopards in the eye. The give to the tailback, Witherspoon, is going to be dropped after a gain of a couple yards out across the 20, actually 1 yard gain to the 26.
Mike, we're lined up in a straight eye formation, trying to go off right tackle. Jonathan Reddick, a little push. The outside linebacker stepped up in the hole with, to save a big gain by DeBon Witherspoon.
2nd down and 9 yards. Roberts under center. Takes a snap, now pitches to Witherspoon. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Still trying to get away across the 25, the 30. Ends up making good yardage with a little help from a good block out there by Brandon Bradford.
Mike, that they had a blitz on. They were crashing in with their linebackers to the outside. Good pickup block by Brandon Bradford, allowing to free up DeMon Witherspoon to go outside. Whenever you can catch up with it, you got about 6 or 7 yards, and made a positive something positive out of something that could have gone away.
3rd down and 2 now for the Leopards. Once again in the eye. Receivers to either side for Roberts. To give up the middle to Witherspoon. Tries to break this one outside, and he's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. So the Leopards will face 4th down and 1, and they bring out the punt team.
Mike, that was another design play to go right off right tackle. A darting in linebacker. Again, they're running a 4-4 defense where there's 8 men in the box, allowing to cover that running game. He was allowed to blitz to get in there to make the 4th down stop. So great play by the linebacker of the Trojans.
Travis Potts set to kick now for the Leopards. Takes the snap and has it blocked. Ball rolling at the Malvern 32, covered there by number 3, Michael Reed. And the Hot Springs Trojans take over with great field position in Malvern territory.
It just, they allowed the number 14 to get back there and disrupt the punt, and I don't know if that was blocked or off the side of his foot. It did not roll, but about a yard or two, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it was a good clean block. He got his hand, it looked like he got it off his left hand.
Frederick still in at quarterback. Little motion in the backfield, no flag. To give up the middle. Gain on that play to the Malvern 31-yard line. That was, try to pick up that number, Johnny. I'm not sure, I guess that was number 8, Keith Wilcox, a junior, 5'10", 170.
They're in a wishbone formation, straight drop back. It's almost like a student body straight up the middle with 2 lead blockers and 1 halfback coming straight through the hole and running downhill with 6-yard gain.
Now Frederick on the keeper, breaks a couple of tackles down inside the Malvern 20-yard line. Will be dropped just inside the 20. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Trojans.
That option opened up for the Trojans. The quarterback was reading the defensive end and wasn't allowed to pitch, so he just took it up himself for a good gain for the Trojans.
Frederick able to break some tackles on that full backfield once again for the Trojans. Frederick coming to the near side this time. Going to take it himself inside the Malvern 20, near the 15-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
John Skinner got outside. Again, they're running that veer off the wishbone set to the left-hand side, pulling it out of the fullback, which looks like we're stopping at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, looks like we're not getting that line penetration to stop that option play either, John, that you said was so important that our defensive line needs to penetrate a little bit more.
Right. Mike Tosca split out for the Trojans, still full backfield. The pitch to the outside. Kevin Bryant out to make the tackle. He can't quite get there. The give was to number 5, KJ Esau. He gets down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line, gain of 3.
Mike Damon Witherspoon from the defensive back position comes up and makes a stop for a short gain. Again, that was a student body sweep out of the wishbone, just a turnaround pitch. You got 3 lead blockers, even the quarterback's back out there trying to make a block too.
Third down, just over 2 yards to go. Frederick running the option, takes it himself, and he is going to be stopped at near the line of scrimmage, gain of maybe 1 yard on the play. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Mike, they read that perfectly. KB, number 2, Kevin Bryant, comes up, makes the quarterback turn into the line, and Justin Simmons, Jonathan Reddick, all there to make the tackle, and KB even come back to get a piece of him too. So that good third down stop, allowing to bring out the kicking team for the Trojans.
We were watching the Trojans warm up earlier, and it looks like they don't have a holder. They may have to take a timeout here, and they do. The kicker, Ryan McCabe, looking for his holder, has to take timeout. I was about to mention before the Trojans took timeout, we watched this young man kick about a 42-yard field goal in warm-up, so he has plenty of leg and look to have good accuracy. The snap is away, the kick is up, and it is good. Plenty of distance on that one. Ball was spotted at the 18-yard line, so a 28-yard field goal. The Trojans take a 3-0 lead on a 28-yard field goal by Ryan McCabe as they get set to tee it off.
Mikey's got a strong leg. That looked like a distance. He could have made that distance from about 45 yards out from what I could tell, and I'm expecting him to kick it into the end zone on this kickoff to avoid any return by the Leopards.
Kevin Bryant, Damon Witherspoon, and Kari Monroe deep for the Leopards as they get ready to take their second opportunity offensively. The kick is away. It's going to be fielded just inside the 5 by Witherspoon. Witherspoon outside the 20, breaks a tackle. Now out to the 30-yard line and will be run out of bounds at the 31. So 26-yard return by Witherspoon, makes a good run.
Anytime you get up over the 25, Mike, that's positive return yardage. I said that many times last year, and I still believe it, even saying it this year. You're not placing yourself in a hole, or you're not putting your offense in a hole, so I expect good things out of the Leopards offense this series.
Excuse me for giggling, but we hear it all the time, and it's true. You just can't wear that saying out.
Roberts takes the snap, gives up the middle to Witherspoon. Witherspoon out to the 35-yard line, gain of about 4.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and about 6.
Mike, the Leopards are in a power I situation, straight up the middle running. Whenever you run straight up the middle, you get away from those linebackers pretty quick and could bust one straight up the seam. Again, the Trojans are in a 4-4 defense, 4 down linemen and 4 linebackers, so there's quite a bit of folks right up in the box.
Once again, the wideouts look to be in single coverage. Roberts takes a snap, gives to Witherspoon off to the left side. Witherspoon gets out for a gain of about 1 yard where he'll be stopped. 3rd down and 5 now for the Leopards.
Mike, it looked like an all-out blitz by the Trojans that time. Looked like all 4 linebackers were in a chance to come up on the line of scrimmage for the blitz, and it looks like we've got a man down temporarily. Damon Witherspoon gets back up.
He gets back up. Of
gotta
course,
go
he'll
out
have to
now.
come out of the game once the coaches come onto the field, and Sergeant Mitchell did. Kari Monroe heading out to the huddle, and will fill in at tailback.
I think it looks like he just got his hair knocked out of it. Yeah.
3rd down and 5 now for the Leopards. 4:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Now Bryant Delamar coming a twin set to the near side. It's like Justin Simmons split to the far side. Roberts in shotgun, looking to pass. Gets some pressure, gets it away. It is complete. Over the middle, nice catch. Upended is Eddie Callison. Dropped at the 45, enough for the Leopard. First down.
Mike, we saw that a lot last year at Benton. He caught 5 or 6 passes, him and Mark Blackerby. And whenever you can throw it downfield and make a pinpoint pass, and Jace had some pressure on him from the outside, and he stepped up in the pocket and threw a strike for a first down for the Leopards.
Once again, Bryant goes split left, Delamar split right. I formation for the Leopards at their own 45. The give up the middle to Kari Monroe, breaks a tackle across the 50, across the 40. Stumbles and is brought down in Hot Springs territory at the 34-yard line.
Mike, that 4-4 defense of the Trojans are packed in there so tight, they're trying to blitz. And anytime you can get around to the outside that Kari did, he turned the corner, and we had good downfield blocking by our receivers, pinning the guys to the outside and allow Kari to break free for a good gain on that play.
21-yard gain. Nice gain, guys.
Delamar split to the far side. Kevin Bryant split to the near side. I formation for the Leopards. The give up the middle to Callison. Callison breaks a couple of tackles and drags a man down with him to the 27-yard line. And the Leopards starting to find some success with that running game, Johnny.
Great call by the coaches. They see that those linebackers are blitzing, trying to get to the tailbacks to get around the fullback. And the fullback just sneaks in there for a good 6-7 yard gain. And you keep those linebackers honest, and you're going to break one of those for a big gain pretty soon.
Gain of 6 on the play. It's 2nd down and 4 now for the Leopards. Once again in the I. Receivers to either side for Roberts. There's going to be motion, look like, on the Leopards, and that's going to back up the Leopards 5 yards. And Johnny, it looked like we maybe had a couple of guys moving there.
Yeah, we kind of got excited. Whenever linemen are line blocking, they're just so happy to get up there and start banging heads with the guy in front of them. Kind of got a little bit in a hurry to get off and fire, and we get back in there, we'll clip off another 5-6 yard gain here.
2nd down again for the Leopards. Just short of 9 yards to go for the first down. Receivers once again to either side for Roberts. The pitch to Kari Monroe across the 30. He's got running room across the 20. A flag goes out, and Kari Monroe's going into the end zone, but there's a flag on the play. Coach Hart's not happy, so I have to assume at this point that the Leopards will be coming back.
Even no matter what the call is, it's probably a holding, but I tell you what, the quickness of Kari Monroe hitting that corner, it looked like we had good clean blocks kicking out, and just an unfortunate circumstance of holding. But Kari took the pitch and went 27 yards, 33 yards for the touchdown, but a big call back for a holding penalty. But even that, we had good downfield blocking. The linemen were blocking up front, holding their blocks long enough for Kari to break it out. It's just unfortunate we got called for a holding penalty.
The penalty nets out really 6 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
Didn't quite see who was against, but they called it down a little bit downfield, so I'm assuming it was a downfield block. So
the head official is the one that threw that flag from behind the play. Now Roberts looking to throw. He's got Delamar and Young both out there. And, Bryant almost makes the one-handed catch. Can't quite come up with it. Delamar in the same area, but the Leopards just couldn't quite get that one.
That looked like that ball was kind of up for grabs. It looked like it was kind of a floater in there trying to get it in between the D-backs, and
I think he's trying to get Delamar getting in the situation where Delamar can jump for the ball, Johnny. I know he floated it out there, but I think they want to get that in that jumping contest with Justin Delamar back in there.
Delamar goes to the far side. Kobe Applewhite now at the near side for Roberts, who's in shotgun. It's 3rd down and 14. Roberts looking for Delamar. It is complete, and Delamar will get the first down depending on the spot. As he got to about the 23-yard line, it will depend on the spot.
Mike, I think that's a first down by the Leopards. It was about a 12, 13-yard hitch, allowing Justin Delamar to come back for the ball. He breaks one tackle and gets across the line of scrimmage, and another D-back's forcing him down. But great throw and catch. Justin Delamar coming down with the ball.
And Johnny, that's one of the few times this year I've actually seen Roberts let that one go before the receiver had even turned, so it looked like timing's even getting a little bit better.
Whenever you get comfortable throwing and you know where the ball is going, it allows those receivers to take advantage of the D-backs that are playing one-on-one, and that's the case here.
And the Leopards come out. They're going to take a timeout. 1:32 remaining. It's 3-0 Hot Springs.
Mike, it looks like the passing game is still alive and well here at Leopards Clubman Stadium. Jace has come out throwing the ball very well, and our receivers are doing a great job of catching it. So it looks like a great opportunity for another passing play.
Kevin Bryant splits to the near side. Roberts, the give in the backfield to Kari Monroe. He's going to be dropped back at the 25, loss of 2 on the play.
Mike, that looked like a design play straight out of the eye for a draw. Unfortunately, they were crashing with their linebackers again, trying to get penetration on the Leopards, and had great success there because it disrupted the draw play of the Leopards. So no running room at all for the Leopards.
And Monroe didn't have much of a chance as he was caught in the backfield about the time he took that one. Roberts lining up in shotgun now with just under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Takes the snap, looking to throw, shovels to Simmons, and Simmons is hit as soon as he catches the ball, breaking tackles, but still not going to get anywhere. They'll spot this one at the 28-yard line, so loss of a couple on the play.
That was an underneath shovel pass to Justin Simmons that was lined up in the slot, coming up underneath all the blitzing linebackers. That just the last linebacker collared him right at the line of scrimmage and stopped him. It looked like to me it was just get past that one linebacker, and he had plenty of running room. All the cornerbacks and safeties were run out due to the pass play, and just a great play by the defense.
Roberts out of the shotgun, looking for Delamar in the back of the end zone. Delamar goes up and almost, but can't quite come up with this one. It's going to be 4th down now for the Leopards. 4th down and 15.
Mike, Malvern's in no man's land right now, so they're going to probably go for it, even though it is about 4th and 15. They still got to come up with a long pass or a good running play for a first down. Passing game still looks pretty crisp. These receivers can go up and get it, and I think that we will attack in those kind of areas.
As we said, 4th down and 15. 7 seconds remaining here in the first period. Leopards looking to take the lead here, trailing the Trojans 3-0. Nobody covering Delamar. We hear over in the corner, but somebody gets there, and Delamar can't quite come up with this one in the right corner of the end zone, so the Leopards will turn the ball over on downs with 2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Just a little over the head of Delamar, trying to throw it where he can only go up and get it, just a little bit over his head. Unfortunately, we caught him mismatched on this side. We got the smaller of the D-backs, and he was getting help from the strong safety. So misfortune, just overthrown just a little bit. So
2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter as the Trojans take over at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Frederick still your quarterback for the Trojans. We've yet to see the senior for Hot Springs.
Mike, all scouting reports to the Trojans that number 11, he's not the passing threat, he's more of a running threat. So that's where the Trojans are trying to attempt to do today.
And Trojans having problems getting their players aligned. They take a timeout. The Hot Springs Trojans leading the Malvern Leopards 3-0. And it's thus far been a game of breaks where the Leopards turned over the ball after a block punt deep in their own end of the field. The Trojans took advantage, made a good field goal from about 28 yards. Frederick, once again, your quarterback for Hot Springs. Full backfield once again. Trap play to the near side, and the Leopards make the stop after a gain of about a yard. It's the end of the quarter, and the Trojans lead the Leopards 3-0. We'll be back after this.
The financial horizon in our little town is changing fast, and all you really want is a familiar face in a convenient place. You've noticed all these blue mountains popping up around town and maybe wondered, what's that all about? It's about banking on the Summit. The best rates, the most reliable, experienced folks, and innovative ways to help you keep up with it all. Don't get left at the bottom with a bunch of strangers. Build your future on the Summit.
Hi, this is Tony Warner from Malvern National Bank. 2003's really been another great year for M&B. We were chosen again as Malvern's #1 bank in the Malvern Daily Record's Readers Poll. That's 3 straight years that the majority people of Malvern and Hot Spring County have let us know that our brand of community banking is the type of banking they like. We hope you know how much Malvern National appreciates your great comments about us and how much we appreciate your business. Malvern National Bank, a real community bank.
When you do something right for over 50 years, you obviously know what you're doing. And that's the way it is at McClure Real Estate. Over 50 years of professional real estate service to the Malvern area. They're locally owned and they're locally operated. That's McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Give them a call. McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Proud sponsors of Malvern Leopard Football. It's fall, it's cool weather, your mind thinks of a lot of things. Football, and maybe it's time for a new automobile or to trade that jalopy off. I'm here with Mr. Teeter Chevrolet Olds, and he's got some words for you.
Yes, sir. We've got the words and we've got the product. We've got probably over 500 units out here, and I'm looking at a sea of cars. I've got all kinds and creeds and colors of vehicles, all type of sport utilities. We've got them here at Teeter's. So come on out and shop us real soon.
This is Ron McNamara, speaking from my own experiences. The deals are sweeter at Teeter.
Back at Claude Mann Stadium, the Leopards behind early in this one as we start the second quarter, 3-0. Hot Springs has the ball at their own 29-yard line. The official comes out, stop things before we ever get started. It looks like we haven't got the clock set.
Mike, the clock is not set yet, and I think that just the officials and the scorekeepers are waiting on the clock to be set, and as soon as they get that set, we will be on our way with the second quarter.
And that's probably, Giants, be a good time to mention our normal clock operator, Don Baker, not able to come tonight, having some surgery. We wish him and his family the best.
Hello, Don and Dottie. We know you're probably listening. Get well, buddy.
Frederick rolling out to his right, lets this one go. He's got a man deep at the 40, and it's in and out of his hands. Kevin Bryant gets there to make sure he doesn't recover. But wide open for Hot Springs was number 88, Mike Tosca. And he's a little slow getting up. I'm not sure.
I think it hurt
maybe a bruised ego.
Hurt his feelings, I think. Number 8 is just right through his hands. Great pass. It just come up a little short.
Tosca is not going to want to see that one on film tomorrow, as it was right in the breadbasket. Hot Springs now facing 3rd and 9 at their own 29-yard line.
Unexpected pass by the Trojans. When you're all bunched up here in the wishbone set, you wouldn't think that they're going to be the pitch throwing the ball.
Still in the wishbone. It's 3rd down and 9. Frederick looks to throw again, looking towards the left sideline. He overthrows his man. It was intended for number 1, Jamal Craven. It is no good, so Hot Springs will have to punt this one away, and Johnny the Leopard should get good field position out of this.
It looks like KB is going to be lining up around the 38-yard line. Whenever you make a good 3 and out, which the Leopards have done that 2 times in a row, or 2 out of 3, great things going to happen. Get our offense rolling and our passing game alive and our running game started. We're going to have some positive yards.
And the Leopards nearly able to block this punt, but it gets away. Kevin Bryant fields it, and it gets out to about the 47-yard line. And Johnny, if he had only gotten there, Malvern's punter, John Skinner, is the one that nearly got his hand on that punt.
You know, he's one heck of a defensive player of the Leopards, and he's a competitor. And whenever you got competitors, great things going to happen. And he was just a half a second shy of getting that in block, Mike, and we'd have had a big turnaround. Mo would definitely be on our shoulders then.
Kevin Bryant split to the far side. Delamar split to the near side for the Leopards, who are in the I. 1st and 10, they're at the 47, the best field position they've started with tonight. The give to the right side. Witherspoon breaks a hole across the 50, across the 45, breaks another tackle across the 30, across the 20-yard line and run out of bounds. They're going to spot it just inside the 20. Fantastic run there by the Leopards.
Mike, we've been knocking on the door on the right-hand side, going off tackle. Jonathan Reddick and Jason Tatum, both of them open up a great hole. Even our fullback, I think Eddie Callison was our, I think it was Eddie Callison. Good kick out block by the fullback. I don't believe Brandon Bradford was in there at that time. And
it is Eddie Callison.
And did a great job of blocking, and the rest was all up to DeMond.
The give to Witherspoon once again off the left side, breaks another tackle across the 15, and down near the 10-yard line at the 11, a 9-yard gain by Witherspoon, and after the little injury, Johnny, he seems to have found his rhythm.
I think he's got a little burst of energy right here. Taking a pop earlier in the game, got a kickstart. His go get him here late in the second quarter, early in the second quarter.
2nd down and 2 now for the Leopards, deep in Trojan territory at the 12. 11:23 remaining here in the first half. Witherspoon once again at tailback. The pitch to Witherspoon, the right side, gets away from one tackler, gets away from a second, near the 10-yard line, and he'll be dragged down at about the 9. It'll be a first down for the Leopards.
My great play with it, about a 5-yard gain. Just a quick pitch to the right. Whenever you got that open field speed like DeMond has, you're going to run past a lot of the defenders, and it's showing that the Leopards have a lot more speed than the defensive linebackers and secondary of the Trojans.
Leopards come out in the I once again. Bryant splits to the right, Delamar to the left. The give now up the middle to Witherspoon, or correction. Yeah, they did give that one to Witherspoon. I thought for a moment they may have given it to Callison. Witherspoon gets down inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Mike, that was straight off the right guard, straight up the middle out of the I formation. A gain of a couple of yards, and you just keep pecking at it, and you're going to get into the end zone with 2 or 3 yard gains.
2nd down and goal from the 3 now. 10:24 remaining here in the first half. Roberts takes a snap, gives to Witherspoon. Up the middle it is.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Malvern. With 10:14 remaining here in the first half, the Leopards take the lead 6-3.
Mike, there was a design play right off tackle. Instead, he cuts it up just a little short of the right tackle, saw a crease. Great run, great vision by DeMond Witherspoon. He looked like from the get-go he was determined to get into that end zone on this drive, and sure enough, he did.
Leopards getting set now to kick the extra point. Jason Floriani, the kicker for Malvern. The kick is up, and it is good. The Leopards have taken the lead 7-3 here in the first quarter.
That's what you were talking about, establishing the run, Johnny. Tell you what, Witherspoon carried the ball 6 times for a total of 53 yards on that. Of course, the big one being the big 33-yarder. That he had 9 yards, a 3, 5, and 3. Excellent run by Witherspoon. And it's just kind of give the ball to Spoon and let him go.
You could just tell that he had that little extra burst of energy coming out there that drive, and sure enough, he did.
The kick is away from Josh Floriani. Will be fielded at the 25. And down there by number 3, Michael Reed, a senior for the Trojans.
That was a senior-like play, you know, that one of those pop-up kicks. A deep back can signal fair catch, and that's what he did right on the 25-yard line. And like I said, Mike, 25-yard line is not bad field position coming into a drive for the offensive team. So we need another 3-and-out stand by the defense as last time, and expect big things. Once again, our Southern State Bank isolated player of the game, Brandon Bradford, had 1 tackle in the first quarter and still doing a great job on the defensive end position.
He lines up at the right end. Frederick takes this one out to the left side himself, and he's going to be dropped near the 29-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Mike, I believe John Skinner ended up making the tackle on that play, but Brandon did get in there and disrupt the play. It looked like it was going to be an option to the left out of the wishbone set. We made the quarterback turn up into the line and
did an excellent job of turning him in to help, Johnny. That's what you want your end on that when he's playing that end position out there to do, to get him out there and turn him inside for help.
That's correct.
Frederick this time giving up the middle and gaining yards there is number 5, KJ Esau, who gets up near the 35. Actually, they're going to spot this one at about the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd down, just over a yard for the Trojans with 9:14 remaining here in the first half.
Mike, they got a huge fullback, and I'm not surprised that he doesn't get the ball in this short down situation to try to push across for the first down. Short yardage, you're probably going to have like a student body wishbone power play right up the middle.
Fullback Johnny's mentioning 6 foot 240. Like there may have been some movement along the line. Have yet to see a flag. Great tackle made in the backfield. Kari Monroe and Dan Smith.
He slammed the ball down.
Combined for the tackle. Slammed the ball down. The referee it just makes mention of it. Doesn't throw the flag. The ball is spotted back at the 30-yard line.
Mike, instead of taking my advice and going up the middle, they run the quick pitch and try to do the student body sweep. Unfortunately, we had Dan Smith and Kari Monroe disrupting the play, slowing him down, allowing the guys to get to him, and coming down with about a 3 or 4 yard loss. So great play, great 3-and-out by the Leopards.
Ball's fielded at the 40 by Kevin Bryan. He gets up just shy of the 45. They'll spot it in between the 44 and 45-yard line. So once again, great field position to start this series for the Leopards.
Well, we'll take 40 on the 45. You know, whenever your defense can make a 3-and-out, gives momentum for the Leopard offense. It allows us to start running the ball and pushing the ball, and great play by the defense that round.
Roberts under center for the Leopards. The give up the middle to Witherspoon, breaks to the outside, and he is going to be dropped after a gain of about 2 yards. It'll be second. Actually, where they spot this, it'll be a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Mike, it looked like a pretty poor spot. I thought he got away from the linebacker. The linebackers for the Trojans are staying home knowing that we've got quicker backs. They're not up on the line of scrimmage as much, trying to support that run and trying to stay in their zone. So that was a decent play for the Trojans. We're just unfortunate we didn't get outside with it.
Delamar and Bryant, the wideouts for the Leopards. Jace under center is an I formation. Give up the middle to Witherspoon once again. Across the 50, breaks a tackle. Across the 40. To 35 where he's run out of bounds. An outstanding effort by DeMond Witherspoon. First down for the Leopards.
Mike, it was a design play right off the, just right off the tackle. Jonathan Reddick and Jason Tatum. Open, huge hole. Looked like he was just going to try to get about 3 or 4 yards. Instead, he stayed on his feet, scrambled back out to the outside, and made a huge gain. And anytime you can stay on your feet and keep them feet turning, you're going to make positive yards, and that's exactly what DeMond Witherspoon did.
Leopards once again in the eye, 1st down and 10 from the 35. Roberts looking to throw to his left, completes it to Delamar inside the 30 at the 26-yard line.
Mike, the defensive back's giving Delamar a huge cushion because he's out on his own with Delamar, and just a quick 2-step drop and allowing Jace to fire it out there to Delamar, giving him a 9-yard gain, and I don't think number 3 for Hot Springs is no match for Delamar.
2nd down and a long yard now for the Leopards, once again deep in Trojan territory. near the 26-yard line. Roberts takes the snap, gives to Witherspoon. Has running room up near the 20-yard line. At the 21, gain of 6 on the play. It'll be first down for the Leopards.
I tell you what, Mike, you watch this on Cox Cable. I tell you what, Josh Floriani, he pushed those guys away. I have not been able to mention him this year, but I tell you what, he made a huge block, allowed to free up DeMond for a big run, and even though it was about 6-7 yards, he still did his job on that line.
First down and 10 for the Leopards at the Hot Springs 21. Kevin Bryant goes split to the far side, Delamar to the near side. As the Trojans crowd the line of scrimmage, Roberts under center. Takes a snap, looking to the far side. He's got Bryant out there. Bryant makes the catch. Touchdown, Malvern. Outstanding throw and catch. Jace Roberts to Kevin Bryant.
Super throw, Mike. It was over KB's outside shoulder. Only one man could catch it, and that was KB. And the D-back did not have a clue that it was going to be coming to that corner. And just in his arms perfectly, KB comes down with it. Great concentration. Puts the Leopards ahead, 13-3 right now, and Josh Floriani is about to make it 14.
Jason Floriani, your kicker for Malvern. The snap is good, the kick is up, and it is good. The Leopards take a 14-3 lead here with 6 minutes and 1 second remaining in the first half. As Josh Floriani gets set to tee this one up for the Leopards, and Johnny, it looked like Roberts may have checked off on that play.
Well, anytime that you see an opening and take advantage of what athletes are out on the corner, it was a great throw and catch.
The kick is up and fielded at about the 11-yard line, and out of bounds goes number 8. That was like Keith Wilcox. Didn't quite know where he was at, looked to make a move, and stepped out of bounds, so the Leopards start the Trojans in a deep hole.
Well, it's down on the 16-yard line. Good time for another 3 and out. Get another 7 points on the board before halftime. Go in with confidence at halftime with a huge lead would be a great momentum booster for these Leopards.
Leopards with their biggest lead this season, up 14-3. Frederick, your quarterback for Hot Springs, takes this one, is going to hand off to his halfback, and lots of running room out across the 30-yard line is Esau. No, correction, that's number 8, Keith Wilcox, who the Trojans actually just got back this week. First down for Hot Springs.
Mike, they were in the wishbone set, allowing a fake to the trap side, to the right side, and allow the draw play coming back to the other side to happen and open up for a quick shifty back and allowing them to get out of the hole off the 16-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 34 for Frederick and the Trojans. In the wishbone once again, Frederick bringing it to the near side. He is actually hands off to his fullback there, who is dropped after a gain of a yard.
That was number 8.
Keith Wilcox, the junior.
It was the first man through on the wishbone, allowing in the wishbone sets, allowing a guy to run out to be the lead blocker for one of the running backs, and the first man through got the ball. Good defensive disruption by our defense, not allowing but short yardage.
Gain of just over a yard. It's second down and 9. For Hot Springs. Frederick this time gives to his tailback, who gets about 2 yards before he's brought down. That's number 8, Wilcox again.
They was straight up the middle off the right halfback out of the wishbone set, and Wilcox got over about 2 yards straight up right off the guard, and didn't get but about 2 yards, but makes long third down conversion here for the Trojans.
Scoreboard showing third down and 6. It looks a little closer to third down and 7.
It's third down and 7 by what we look at up here. So that's a long 7 for them too, guys.
Hot Springs is going to take a timeout. 4:24 remaining here at Claude Mann Stadium. The Leopards lead 14-3, and we didn't know this coming into the game. had no knowledge of it, but on the sidelines is Ricky Garland.
I forgot about it. In the Hot Springs win, the win over Lakeside Monday night, the junior varsity team, he took a nick on it, and it's they don't think it's real serious, but they're going to arrest him and got him on crutches for a week. Yeah. Played a heckler ball game over at the junior varsity win over Lakeside. It was I think a 21-14 win.
3rd down and 6 now. Crucial down for the Trojans at their own 37-yard line. Frederick.
This direction.
Rolling to his right, looking for a man. Nobody there. He tries to complete it to his fullback, I believe. That's number 32, Willis Duvall. It's in and out of his hands.
Mike, it was a designed wishbone rollout, allowing the underneath the fullback, to sneak up underneath the linebackers and roll with the quarterback. The quarterback was out by himself. It looked like to me he could have scrambled for the first down, and instead he chose to throw it and threw it over the head of the fullback.
Kari Monroe and Kevin Bryant deep for the Leopards as the Trojans get set to kick. Punter sets up at the 25. Once again, Skinner almost gets there. Not quite. Bryant's going to let this one go, and it rolls all the way down to the Malvern 21-yard line where it's down. Fortuitous roll there for the Trojans.
Well, the defenders were already within 5 yards before the ball got to the KB, and he did the right thing, letting it go by. Do not attempt to touch it. Anytime he touches it without calling a fair catch, of course, they're allowed to hit him. So no sense in trying to bend over and trying to stop it from rolling another 5 yards. But unfortunate, the ball stopped before the 20, and still not bad position.
Roberts under center, pitches to his right side to Witherspoon. Witherspoon can't quite get out of the grasp and is actually going to lose some yardage here.
Mike, they're crashing that strong safety up there for support, and they know that we're attempting to get outside on them, so they're definitely running upfield, making DeMond cut to the inside where all the penetration is. Fortunately, that was a 5-yard loss for the Leopards on that quick pitch.
So the Leopards now looking at 2nd and 14. Delamar comes to the near side. Kevin Bryant to the far side. Once again in the eye. Roberts delayed for Witherspoon. Witherspoon gets up to about the 18-yard line, where the Leopards will face 3rd and long. 3rd down and 13.
It was, like I said, it was a delay right up the middle. Still, when you got 8 men in the box, they're crashing straight and keying on DeMond. They're allowing the passing game to open up with the spread out offense. I think that over the game you'll see Jace trying to pick them apart and taking advantage of all these littler D-backs.
Jace is in the shotgun, looking to his right. It is underthrown, intended for Eddie Callison. And so Leopards facing 4th and long are going to have to punt this one away with 2:45 remaining here in the first half.
Mike, it looked like Jace was a little indecisive. It looked like he was looking for Justin Simmons going down the sidelines, and Eddie Callison was open. It was just a little bit short. He was going to be about 4 yards short of the first down. Still, Jace was looking downfield and come up short, getting it to Eddie. So makes a 4th down, get a good kick out of here, and attempt to come out of this half with 14-3 lead.
Potts, your punter for Malvern, gets this one away. It's going to be fielded on the Malvern 49-yard line across the 40, and there's a flag on the play. Your returner was Jamal Craven. Got a feeling we either have an illegal block or a hold on that one, Johnny, so it should come back a little bit.
I think it's a block in the back, so it'll be that or a clip. Both are about the same thing. Illegal block in the back, that's what the call is. Send them back about 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul is about on the 37, 38-yard line. It'll be back on the 48-yard line of the Leopards. Still good field positions for the Trojans. They do not have a high-octane offense with the wishbone, and but we got to keep these quick, shifty backs in check, and that's what the Leopards are going to try to do right before half.
Johnny, it's been a very cleanly played ball game so far. No turnovers, only a few penalties. So neither team has really shot themselves in the foot that badly so far.
No, it's not. And you know, just a penalty here earlier in the ballgame, it could be 21-0. So that and a missed punt or a blocked punt.
Really the only miscues. And we've got some motion for Hot Springs. They're going to move back another 5 yards. It'll be first down and 15. Penalty should move it back on the Hot Springs side of the field at about the 47.
Mike, the outside receiver, got a little antsy and looked like they were trying to do a double, 2 snap counts, and he was looking down the line, should have been watching the ball. Instead of, he was listening to his quarterback and jumped offside. So unfortunate for the Trojans. Great news for the Leopards and pushing them back another 5 yards.
First down and 15 for Hot Springs.
Mike, they do have number 14 in there if you have not mentioned it.
It is number 14. He's hit, intercepted by Malvern, Dan Smith. Nobody in front of Dan Smith as he crosses the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Malvern. 2:25 remaining here in the first half. Dan Smith returns one.
54 yards, Mike, on that. That's about where the referee spotted it. Somebody got a hand on him, on the quarterback, hitting his arm, and it floated out there, and Dan Smith jumped up and caught it at its highest point and returned it 54 yards for an interception for the Leopards, and you know, puts the Leopards ahead 20-3. Dan Smith did a great job on coming down with it, and good return after the interception.
Jason Floriani now set to kick for Malvern. As he gets set, he's a straightaway kicker. He gets this one up, and it is good.
Well, that's we're finally getting some breaks in a ball game, and it's going in our favor.
The kick is away, and it's going to go out of bounds, so the penalty flag will come out. And Hot Springs will have good field position here with 2:25.
Mike, it looks like we're kicking away from their speed, their speedy backs, and we're trying to find a dead spot, and Jason, instead of kicking it to a dead spot, he kicks it completely out of bounds. I mean, still, when you got that leg, he can boot it in the end zone when he wants to, and he booted it out of the field this time, almost in the stands.
First and 10, the Hot Springs Trojans get the ball at the 35 with the kick going out of bounds. Once again, Lance Burrows, the senior for Hot Springs, under center. One back behind him as they have twins to either side. The give is to the back, and that is number 32, Willis Duvall, the 6', 240 senior.
I tell you what, he did run right up there, but he took a lick and turned back around the other way. I missed our defensive player that turned him around, but he took a lick.
Gain of 8 on the play at second 2. Burrows rolls to his right, looking to throw. This one is almost complete, intended for number 28, Isaac Hicks. And coming up to make the big hit was Damon Witherspoon.
Damon made it all happen for him to disrupt coming down with the ball. He comes straight up with a form tackle right between the numbers and planted him on his back, and the receiver did not have any chance of coming down with it.
It's another one of those kids that plays a lot. Witherspoon does playing both ways, and our kids are in great condition. These cool nights are helping too, guys.
Third down and 2 now for Hot Springs. 1:57 remaining here in the first half. Twins to either side for Burrows. The give up the middle to the big fullback. No, that's Frederick back out there. And he's got room along the sideline and is going to be brought down at the Malvern 25-yard line.
Mike, empty backfield, had all the receivers out. They go downfield blocks, and allow Frederick pull it out, faking it to the fullback, go around the end, and great scramble down the sidelines for a big gain for the Trojans.
Justin Simmons coming into the game for the Leopards. Coming out is Justin Clegg, as he looks to be favoring that right shoulder a little bit. Twins to either side once again. And this is Burrows. He's looking to throw to his right. He has a man deep. The throw is away and blocked. Tipped away at the last minute by Kyle Monroe, who made up some ground late on that play, Johnny.
He had to. The receiver was behind all D-backs, and Kari made up the gap. It looked like Deion Sanders, 2-1 out there, making up the distance and knocking the ball away from the receiver right before he was about to catch it in the end zone. The pass was just a little shortly thrown, and Kari made up ground and then knocked it back to keep from a touchdown from happening.
1:42 remaining here in the first half. Leopards up 21-3. We've got a timeout on the field. 21-3, the Leopards leading the Trojans of Hot Springs. 1:42 remaining as we come back out of this timeout. And Johnny, the Leopards looking to make a big stand and preserve that 18-point lead.
Yeah, Mike, and it just looked like a design play, that rollout, and allowed them to scamper for about 30-something yards and get them down into field goal range for the Trojans. I mean, even though they might stagger right here, they do have a kicker that can get it down there over the crossbar, and we're not out of the woods yet of the potential chance for the Trojans to score.
2nd down and 10 now for the Trojans. Burrows, the senior, back out under center. He's got twins to either side. One back in the backfield. Burrows rolling to his right. Throws to the corner of the end zone. It is incomplete. Covering for the Leopards as Kari Monroe offers to help up his adversary. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 with 1:35. That was intended for Mike Tosca.
They were going back to Tosca again. He dropped an easy catch earlier in the ball game, trying to boost his confidence. Just a little overthrown to Tosca to the flag route, the corner of the end zone, and just he was trying to dive for the ball, and it's just overthrown just by a couple of yards.
Burrows comes back under center. One back, twins to either side. This time he's going to roll to his left. He gets some pressure. His hit as he lets this one go, and it is incomplete, intended for number 88, Tosca, once again. But Burrows is hit and hit hard.
Wow, great penetration, Johnny. Who was in there?
Mike and Ron, that was Brandon Bradford and Jonathan Reagan, both at the same time putting pressure on the quarterback. It was like he was in his hip pocket when he was throwing it, and luckily there was no defenders in that area where it was going to be another turnover for the Leopards.
Paul Reddick and Bradford were all over him pretty quick, and put a pretty good lick on him, guys.
Two totally different offenses for these Hot Springs Trojans when Frederick or Burrows is out there. And it is Frederick this time up under center. They don't have a timeout. They call one, and the flags are dropped. We've got a delay of game. We'll see if they actually called him for that attempted timeout. Players walking to the sideline as the referee sets this one in play.
There you go.
25-second clock is moving. The Trojans
doesn't know it.
now sprint back out. 15 seconds remaining on the 25-second clock. Frederick under center once again. This time he is going to keep this one. Comes to the right side, breaks a tackle, and then is dropped at the 26. That was 4th down for Hot Springs, and they will give this one back to the Leopards.
Mike, again, that was Jonathan Reddick and Southern State Bank isolated player of the game. Brandon Bradford coming up and making the stop for that big 4th down conversion, and great stop by the Leopards.
1:25 remaining here in the first half. The Leopards lead 21-3. Justin Delamar coming set to the near side. Twin set to the far side for the Leopards. Roberts takes the shotgun snap, looking to his left. Got Delamar at the 50. Delamar breaks a tackle and is dropped at the 45-yard line. Outstanding catch and throw. And the Leopards are once again in Trojan territory.
Mike, it's surprising that the defense of the Trojans did not expect the Leopards to throw downfield. They expected them to just run out the clock, and they took advantage of the big receiver, Justin Delamar, down on a post pattern.
Roberts in shotgun once again, looking to throw to his left. He's got Delamar out there. Delamar up and makes the catch at the 20, at the 10, 5, and he is in for the touchdown. 1 minute remaining, and the Leopards offense has caught fire.
Mike, it was the same play again. They ran a post pattern, throwing the ball downfield, allowing Justin Delamar to go up for it. Comes down, all the defensive backs fall to the ground. Justin Delamar runs to the corner of the end zone, dives for the touchdown. Great throw and catch by the Leopards. And there we go again. We got another score on the board, putting the lead huge.
A minute one remaining here in the first half as Jason Floriani gets set to kick the extra point. It's up and it is good. 28-3, the Leopards leading the Trojans. It's two passes, one for 28, one for 45, both from Roberts to Delamar. Lead to the Malvern score, and Johnny, easily the biggest lead of the year.
I would like to talk, thank you.
The kick is away and once again goes out of bounds at the 20, so Hot Springs will get the ball to the 35 with a minute one remaining.
Anyway, Mike, like I said, one of the Southern State Bank's keys ought to be to play with a lead and keep your confidence up and keep your intensity up all the way throughout the ball game and not allow these Trojans to get back in the ball game at any time. And the confidence needs to continue and build off this big lead right now going into this halftime.
28-3, Leopards leading. It's like Frederick back in at quarterback. Keeps this one, goes to his left. He's going to be dropped by Jonathan Reddick. Brandon Bradford also in on the tackle. They drop Frederick for a loss of about 2 yards. Second down and 12.
Mike, that's kind of like what they ran that long ran a while ago. They faked it through the fullback up the middle. Frederick pulls it out and tries to go around right in. Jonathan Reddick disrupted the play by holding him up, and Brandon Bradford finished him off by driving him straight, bulldogged him straight into the ground. Big, tough tackles by both those two guys.
Great plays, great penetration.
Less than 30 seconds remaining. Frederick looking to throw to his right. It is, oh my, what a hit by Kevin Bryant. The pass was intended. We wait for the young man to get up, and he is getting up slowly. That's number 33, Alex Fugate. And Kevin Bryant got there just as the ball did and laid an outstanding hit.
Let me tell you something, guys. As an old defensive back, that's the play. That's why you play safety. You get one or two of those a year, or maybe, and that's why perfectly timed. I mean, those are slobber knockers. Channel 13, 22 seconds left in the second quarter. Take a look at it tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Cox Cable, Malvern Cable.
22 seconds remaining now in the first half. Frederick under center as twins to the near side, split to his right. The give up the middle and very little gain on the play. Looks like Ryan Peterson on the carry. 10 seconds remaining.
Mike, it was just no fashion running the clock out, give it to the fullback, and let him just run out straight up the middle. And the Leopards are going to go into this halftime with a big lead, 28-3.
Elkhorn Bank has helped generations of families buy homes, save for college tuition, or just have a little something extra for a rainy day. Get free overdraft privileges or a free ATM card with most checking accounts, or bring your child in to open one of our special school savings accounts. You can also take advantage of convenient online banking. You can view your account status, pay bills, and even access customer service. We can also help you with getting a student loan for college or buying that new house. Let us take care of all your banking needs and join with us in supporting our Malvern Leopards this season.
Go to OTC to get where you want to be. A small college with big opportunities. Get the quality education you need. Affordable classes, convenience too. We bring out the best in you. Washita Technical College is the place to be.
It takes hard work and a lot of teamwork to be a successful organization. Over the years, the Malvern Leopards have proven time and time again that they are up to the challenges that face them every Friday night. At Orr's Furniture in Malvern, we too do our best to make every customer that walks in our door feel welcome and confident that we can help them with any furniture or appliance need they have. Our experienced sales staff is ready to help you select just the right piece you need, and we'll deliver your selection free. Once again, we are happy to bring you Leopard Football, and we hope to see you soon. Orr's Furniture, Main Street, Malvern, open Saturdays till 4.
And we're getting set now to kick off the second half here at Malvern, Claude Van Stadium. Leopards leading 28-3. The Leopards will receive the kickoff to start this second half. And gentlemen, it's been a while since we've seen a 25-point lead or better on the scoreboard for the Leopards.
Well, you know, it's great to have a great lead, and like I said, we need to concentrate and come out here firing and don't leave anything out on the table. And I kind of believe that's what this kind of offense prevails is open up and give the passing game a chance and sneak in the running plays here and there, and which it has. And it's opened up both of them and allowing Damon great running room and turn around. Jace has made good throws downfield. And I feel like we will come out here throwing and catching and running the ball very well in this third quarter.
15 seconds remaining at halftime, and the two teams are preparing to come out onto the field. Malvern will get the first possession of the second half. And we've got a flag, delay of game, and I've yet to figure out where that came from, against Malvern.
Was probably on the clock. I mean,
it was on the clock. Of course, it did not show up as far as on the play clock. I assume that the referee signaled earlier and we just missed it.
Could have been with Alice. Great stuff we had to talk about at halftime. Let's put another half like this right behind us, guys.
Ball is teed at the 45 of Hot Springs after the penalty. Squib kick, fielded inside the 10 by Kevin Bryan. He's out across the 20, the 25, and at the 30-yard line, he is brought down. So, despite the penalty, the Leopards will start with decent field position.
Right at the 30-yard line, and KB comes over to the right-hand side. They see something that they can return to, and it's, again, great field position for the Leopards up over or right at the 30-yard line.
Kevin Bryant goes split to the far side. Delamar comes split to the near side. I formation for the Leopards. Witherspoon, your tailback. The give is to Witherspoon off the right side, and he's going to be dropped for about a 3-yard loss. Be second down and 13.
Big defensive backs right up the middle, defensive linemen are slashing inside. The guards and the tackles coming, busting through and making the stop in the backfield for about a 3-yard stop on Damon Witherspoon. Designed over the right tackle. Instead, he did not get a chance to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now Bryan comes to the near side. Delamar to the left. Roberts under center looking to throw. Looking for Delamar. Slant route complete across the 40. Then Delamar drops the football. It's picked up by Hot Springs. And Delamar makes the tackle at the Hot Springs 40. Delamar had that one in stride. Looks like he lost it while he was trying to tuck it away, Johnny.
It looks like it just turned upfield, took his concentrating, trying to shift hands, I think getting away from the D-backs and lost control of it. Bounced an extra 5-6 yards, and a D-back of the Trojans come up with it.
So now Hot Springs on their first possession of the second half. Out in the wishbone once again. Frederick, your quarterback. Give up the middle. Not much running room there for Keith Wilcox as he's stopped actually for a short loss.
Mike, that was Travis Potts stepping up from his linebacker's position, stepping over those lead blockers. It was almost like a student body left coming up the middle. Two lead blockers. He split both of them, made the stop right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for the Trojans.
Second down and 10 for Hot Springs. Receiver to the far side. The pitch to the right side. Not much running room is Esau, but he breaks some tackles and gets along the sideline. Wait to see where they spot this. And it looks like it's going to be enough yardage for the first down as they'll spot it in Leopard territory.
Mike, we had great pursuit out there. Brandon Bradford was letting us string out, letting our D-backs and our linebackers get out there, and luckily, unfortunately, he scampered right for an extra 6 yards on the play.
Esau looked to be hemmed up in the backfield, broke some tackles. 1st and 10. The give up the middle, Esau once again, and he picks up 5, maybe 6 yards down to the Malvern 43-yard line.
They're getting good penetration right up the middle. Again, they're trying to run that veer to the outside, to the left. He rises the first back through, faking the veer to the outside, and picks up a good gain of 5 yards.
2nd down and 5 for the Trojans. 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Frederick, your quarterback for the Trojans. The give now to the near side, and that's Wilcox. He's got a running move across the 40 and knocked out of bounds by Kari Monroe at about the 32-yard line. We've got flags on the play. Looks like it may be a holding penalty.
Well, I thought they were going to take Witherspoon. I thought that was going to be a WWF takedown on Witherspoon right down here in front of us.
It's definitely holding. Again, that was a student body sweep to the right, to our left, coming to the home stands, and it's going to be backing them up at the spot of the foul.
Looks like the spot of the foul is going to be the 39-yard line. And the ball will be brought back to the 50. It'll be 2nd down now, and
I got to reset.
Still waiting for the. I have to reset the chains here. We're still waiting for the chains to get set. The ball's still spotted at
on
the
the 43.
And the chains are set back in their original position, and it's going to be 2nd down and about 17. For Hot Springs. Very good chain crew from Malvern normally, not much confusion.
Yeah, that was unusual.
Pitch to the right side, and that's Wilcox. He's got running room. He's inside Malvern territory. It's going to be brought down at about the 26-yard line. 1st down for Hot Springs. And Johnny, they've come out committed to the run, much like we thought at halftime.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mike. And they're going to try to use their speed on the outside as well, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. The veer or the quick pitch to get to the outside, and good, exterior blocking, trying to hen up our linebackers not to get out there on pursuit. So, fortunately, we saved a game-saving tackle with Kari Monroe out there.
The motion for Hot Springs is another penalty. This one will move the ball back another 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 now for Hot Springs from the Malvern 31-yard line, and thought we had a penalty there for a moment, but the referee just dropped his flag.
What's working against the Trojan is the time clock, because it takes so long making first downs for this slow-paced offense.
The give up the middle, Wilcox off the right side, and he's going to be hemmed up and dropped up near the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Mike, we're getting great penetration in the backfield. They're just picking up the blocks right at the tail end. The running backs are doing a great job picking up the blocks. They're just breaking our arm tackles, and we've got to get shoulder pad on shoulder pad and slow down these backs of the Trojans here in the second half.
2nd down and 10 now.
Why does the clock stop?
He went out of bounds.
9:01 remaining here in the third quarter. Frederick this time pitches to the near side. And upended at the 25-yard line is number 8, Keith Wilcox. And that was
Damon Witherspoon coming up from the cornerback position and taking on that pitch man the veer coming to the home side stand side, and short gain to no gain, and he definitely upended him, Mike.
Great open field tackle. Absolutely broke down, waited for him, and exploded on him, and really did a great job. Great defensive play by Witherspoon.
3rd down and 9 for Hot Springs. Wilcox this time is hemmed up and dropped in the backfield. Damon Witherspoon there.
Mike, that was Southern State Bank's isolated player of the game, crashing in there. Brandon Bradford from that outside linebacker / defensive end position. He's down on 3-point stand, making a huge stop here at 3rd down and long and pushing him back even further, stopping that quarterback on that veer option to the right-hand side of the line and stopping it right before it could even get going. So great play, Brandon Bradford.
4th down and 13 for Hot Springs. Justin Clegg had his helmet in there as well in the previous play.
Option.
Now Frederick looking to throw to the right side, keeps the ball on the option. He's got some running room along the sideline as he's going to be pushed out of bounds short of the 1st down marker. And that was 4th down, so the Leopards will take over.
John Skinner ran him down right before he was about to get across the 1st down marker. Slows him down about 4 or 5 yards short of the 1st down, allowing the Leopard offense to come back onto the field.
The Leopards will take over on the what, Michael? On the
20-yard line. So Malvern, which looked to have a big drive going to open the half, now gets the football back. Hot Springs had taken over on a fumble. Kevin Bryant comes split to the near side, Delamar to the far side. Witherspoon, your tailback. The give is to Witherspoon up the middle. He gains maybe a yard. It will be 2nd down and 9.
That was a design play straight up the middle. We're trying to put hat on hat and trying to push the pile, and their big guys are clogging up the middle and we're not be able to push them out of the way. Again, they're running a 4-4 defense that puts 8 men up here to defend the run, and it's not allowing us to get too much penetration on the line.
They call that, they spot that for no gain. Thought Witherspoon had gotten across the 20, but it's 2nd down and 10. Leopards in the eye once again. The pitch to Witherspoon to the near side. Cuts, gets free from a couple of defenders, but is brought down at the 21. Gain of a yard. It's 3rd down now and 9.
It's designed a quick pitch to get outside, and Damon, they're crashing that strong safety when they read quick pitch, and their strong safety's coming up to defend the run, take on that lead blocker, Eddie Callison, and disrupt the outside running play. And whenever you make the running back cut back into the defense, the teeth of the defense, it's liable to be for a no-gainer.
2 wideouts once again, Bryant and Delamar for the Leopards.
We got Delamar out on single coverage. He's
looking for Delamar, and it is in and out of the hands of Justin Delamar. Thrown just a shade behind him, and the Leopards facing 4th down and 9 will have to punt this one away.
He almost came up with a one-handed catch up over his outside shoulder, and I thought he just about come down with it. And
Robert leads him a little bit more, Johnny. Delamar's still running because it's one-on-one, and he could have stretched out, and I believe would still be on the 20, just a little bit behind him.
4th down and 8 for the Leopards. Travis Potch, your punter. He sets up at the 10, gets the snap, gets a nice long punt away, backs up the defender who drops it at the 35, picks it back up. As across the 40, now to the 50-yard line, is going to be stopped at about the Malvern 49. Jamal Craven on the return.
Good downfield hitting by the Leopards. There was no doubt that they do have a lot of speed, but that was about a 12-yard return, and we stayed in their lanes. We maintain our positions, and when we do that, there's no place for them to go but right back into the teeth of the defense.
Ball spotted at the 48. It's 1st down and 10 for Hot Springs. Once again, starting with good field position. Frederick looking to throw to his left. It is complete in the flat at the 45. And that looks like Mike Tosca once again. He's brought down by DeMond Witherspoon after a gain of about 3 yards.
Mike, an unexpected pass out of the wishbone set. That means there's only one receiver probably out where it could be available to catch the ball. We're playing a little soft out there, and just about a 2 or 3 yard hitch, and got it out there to him pretty quick, and allows about a 4 yard gain, even though that DeMond, as quick as he is, still stepped up and made a solid tackle.
2nd down and 6 now. Frederick looking to his right side, looking for Tosca once again. It is complete at about the 41 yard line now.
I tell you what, Mike, that was a great catch, because DeMond was up there ready to disrupt that play, and it looked like he got his arms through there, but still Tosca come down with it in his hands, and strong hands by Tosca to pull it down through that hard hit by DeMond.
3rd down and 4 after 2 short passes from Hot Springs. Ball spotted at the Malvern 42 yard line. Tosca split to the near side. Frederick running this time, keeps it himself, and he's going to be dropped at about the 41. And once again, Hot Springs facing 4th down.
There he is. There's that 33, guys.
Monzel Davis, great understanding of what his zone is, and keeping that quarterback contained. That beer was coming back to the home side stands, and he read the quarterback just right and brought him down right on the line of scrimmage. So Monzel Davis comes up with a key 3rd down play for the Leopards.
You definitely got to watch. You got to watch his quick snap to 45. Yeah, watch it.
Well, it is our understanding as well that the quarterback, number 14, was also their deep snapper. 4th down and 4. We have a delay of game, it looks like, on Hot Springs, and this penalty will bring it back to make it 4th and 9. So any designs of a fake may have just gone out the window.
That's just about what I was about to say, Mike. It really puts the punt team in a ununique situation.
Yeah, the punter's definitely looking over to coaching staff what to do, guys. He just looked at me like he gave the kick sign with his foot.
From his 40.
I believe they had the
this one
going, boys.
This one bounds across the 20 where Kevin Bryant picks it up, looks to make a move and slips. He fielded the ball at the 15, gets up to about the 17 yard line.
Mike, that was a good play by Kevin Bryant, because it was about to bound inside the 10 yard line and put the Leopards way deep in their own territory, and he kept it from rolling an extra 10 yards. So, you know, KB caught it on the second hop or the first hop, and it really came up and made a good choice by keeping the ball from bounding on into the 10 yard line.
Heads up, senior play.
3:39 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The referee comes in and stops play.
Mike, the Leopards still lead 28-3. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We're still maintaining that lead, and that's a good sign, because it did look like the Trojans were coming out in the 3rd quarter, putting pressure on the Leopards early, and we stopped their momentum right off the bat.
Leopards get this one away. DeMond Witherspoon on the carry, gets up near the 20 yard line, gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
They're running right off that left tackle of the Leopards and going over John Skinner, and got some good yardage off of that. That's 3 yards, and anytime you get 3 yards in a cloud of dust, you'll get 1st down.
John Bailey coming in for the Leopards. Coming out of the game is number 79, Jason Floriani.
Gibbs, did you play for Coach Alfie? 3 yards, and I mean, it was very successful. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, a lot of times turned into 30 yards in a cloud of dust during the Alfie days.
There's no doubt about that, and anytime you get 3 yards, like I said, 3 yards.
Lots of running room for Witherspoon, who gets across the 30 yard line, brought down at the 32.
Big hole over the right side, and many times I've said this before, this is Jonathan Reddick's side, that he opened up a big hole along with Jason Tatum. Those two guys are doing a great job this year of blocking, and you know that's their bread and butter on that side, pushing that line, and they opened up a huge hole, even with the fullback busting through there, Eddie Callison tonight. is doing a great job blocking. So
Callison really is. That's a good point. He's really knocking some kids back.
First down and 10 for the Leopards from the 32. The pitch to Witherspoon. Cuts it inside across the 35. Out past the 40. And brought down at the 44-yard line.
There's that kick buck. I mean, that 10 yards is Callison. Callison kicks the end out, Johnny, and what happens then? He cuts up on him and picks up 10 yards.
That's right. Luckily,
actually 12 yards.
That's what the Hot Springs trying to attempt to do is crash the strong safety outside linebacker, try to crash them quick to turn them back into the defense. Our speed of Damon Witherspoon stepped up one step, got around that defender, and broke it out to the outside for almost a huge gain on the outside.
Leopards now looking at 10 yards in a cloud of dust. The give up the middle. Callison with running room across midfield at the 35, the 30, and brought down at the 26-yard line. They've been watching Witherspoon this whole half, and Callison found running room through the middle.
Mike, whenever they got 8 men in the box, they're keying on Witherspoon every time. Kind of lulled them asleep, giving it to Witherspoon, and then bust it straight up the middle with the fullback, Eddie Callison, in a huge gain for him and the Leopards to get us deep into the Trojans' territory, down to their 27-yard line.
Nice 31-yard scamper there.
28-3, the Leopards leading the Trojans of Hot Springs and driving here late in the third quarter. We have a timeout on the field. Hot Springs wants to talk about it. Here with 1:41 remaining in the third quarter, Leopards driving deep now into Hot Springs territory at the 27.
Mike, it happened earlier in this ball game when we gave it to the fullback and got good yardage. It was just about that time when we were about to break another one. Good call by the coaching staff of the Leopards to call that fullback up the middle, faking the running play to the outside and snuck him in there for a huge gain.
Receivers to either side for Roberts. Out of the eye, the give to Witherspoon up the middle. He's going to be stopped for very little gain on that play. It'll be second down and about 10.
Mike, it was straight up the middle, and it was just meat on meat, power on power, and they stopped us for a no gainer and clogging up the middle. Still,
Hot Springs is really big. It's still, Johnny, looking at them, end-to-end, tackle to tackle. That's some big kids down there.
That's some big kids, and still, Ron, when you got 8 men that are defending the run every play, they're going to probably win the battle against, the lesser number of the kids on our side. So,
1:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Roberts giving signals to his wideouts, looking to throw now to the right side. It is complete to Delamar at the 19. Delamar breaks a tackle now inside the 10-yard line and brought down at the 4. Brought down at the 4-yard line.
Ron, I tell you what, you called it tonight that Justin Delamar is going to be his night, and he's come up huge for these Leopards, and that play was a design about 6-yard pass, and the rest of it was Justin Delamar with his great speed and ability on the outside.
Great play. I'll share something with you here at the quarter. I did visit with his coach at the assistant coaching show on KVOK today.
Leopards in the eye once again. Roberts gives to Kari Monroe up the middle. Monroe gains a yard to the 3. It's second and goal for the Leopards. With 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Leopards can let the clock run out on the third quarter.
I think they're going to do it. It looks like Jace is over to the coaches right now, letting the clock run out.
And the Leopards come to the sideline at the end of the third quarter, leading this one 28-3.
When you do something right for over 50 years, you obviously know what you're doing. And that's the way it is at McClure Real Estate. Over 50 years of professional real estate service to the Malvern area. They're locally owned and they're locally operated. That's McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Give them a call. McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Proud sponsors of Malvern Leopard Football. Maybe it's time for a new automobile or to trade that jalopy off. I'm here with Mr. Teeter Chevrolet Olds, and he's got some words for you.
Yes, sir. We've got the words and we've got the product. We've got probably over 500 units out here, and I'm looking at a sea of cars. I've got all kinds and creeds and colors of vehicles, all type of sport utilities.
We have the high-dollar European cars, and they all popular new Chevrolet. We've got them here at Teeters. So come on out and shop us real soon. Remember, like I always say, the more we invest in our youth, the less we'll spend on presents later.
Hi, this is Tony Warner from Malvern National Bank, a real community bank. We're working to make your banking as simple as possible. You can now bank from the comfort of your home or office on your PC with M&B's Access Link. Transfer funds, check balances, pay all your bills through the optional bill pay service. No more checks to write, no more postage stamps to buy. We do it all. And it's at www.mnbbank.com. It's just part of Malvern National's commitment to our customers. Malvern National Bank.
The financial horizon in our little town is changing fast, and all you really want is a familiar face in a convenient place. You've noticed all these blue mountains popping up around town and maybe wondered, what's that all about? It's about banking on the summit. The best rates, the most reliable, experienced folks, and innovative ways to help you keep up with it all. Don't get left at the bottom with a bunch of strangers. Build your future on the summit.
We return to Claude Mann Stadium. The Leopards leading 28-3 and driving here as we start the fourth quarter. It's second and goal for the Leopards from the 3-yard line. As both teams come back out on the field from the timeout. Justin Delamar comes split to the near side. Kevin Bryant split to the right side. The Leopards are on the right hash mark. Roberts takes this one, gives to his fullback, Callison. Callison is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Still waiting for the spot.
Mike, we try to sneak Callison in there just like that long run he just had to set up this scoring drive and almost get on there. He's down to the 1-yard line and almost getting over the line of
third down and goal. And actually, Johnny, they may be just inside the 1-yard line. The Leopards look to add to their cushion. Brian Delamar, once again, your wideouts. Callison at fullback, Witherspoon at tailback. Roberts takes the snap, gives to, that's Kari Monroe at tailback. Touchdown, Malvern. And the Leopards now lead 34-3 with 11:11 left here in the game.
Mike, what they did, they just ran behind Jonathan Regg and Jason Tatum. Hot Springs put all their beef right up the middle, thinking they were going straight up the middle. Instead, we pinched those guys inside and let Kari Monroe run to the outside right off tackle, and an easy score for the Leopards.
Jason Floriani, your kicker, looks to make this a 32-point lead. The kick is away, and it is good. 35-3, the Leopards leading the Trojans of Hot Springs. 11:11 left in this ball game. Kari Monroe carries 1 yard for that last Leopard touchdown. Josh Floriani set to kick this one away. Ball is fielded at the 19-yard line. Out across, right at the 20-yard line goes number 3, Michael Reed.
He's up at the 25, Mike. Just got maybe 3 or 4 yard return, trying to get it back all the way back across. And when you're going east and west, will not get you very far when you need to be going north and south. So,
guys, I got a little news for you. I'm gonna give it to you quick. I heard Mary Grooms on Drive Time Sports, and he picked Hot Springs by 1 point.
I think he's a little wrong.
Putin's off this week, and it looks like we have a penalty. The clock has not run out just yet. And Johnny, I'm unfamiliar with that call unless it was had to do with equipment.
I don't know if it's illegal participation or I don't know what that signal was. It's a 5-yard penalty against Hot Springs. I apologize for not knowing exactly what that was.
That's one I haven't seen often. It's 1st and 15, 11:07 remaining. Frederick under center. Fumbles the snap and is going to be dropped. Gets back to about the 20-yard line. which was the line of scrimmage.
Come right up through his arms and mishandled by the quarterback, and he falls straight down on it, exactly what the quarterback should do, and cover the ball immediately.
10:45 remaining. The Leopards leading 35-3 here at Claude Mann.
Y'all have Jim Lizette number?
Frederick under center for Hot Springs, takes the snap, looks to his left. Looking now, drops the ball, picks it back up, is going to run with it. Skinner on chase, can't quite catch up, and Frederick's going to be brought down at about the 28-yard line.
Mike, I tell you what, you know, he might not have a great arm, or he's got a decent arm, but his capability is tremendous. There was 5 or 6 D-backs and defenders that we were chasing him. He threaded around and about and made about an 8-yard gain. It looked like about out of nothing, and after he'd already fumbled it once after we knocked it out of his hand. So,
boy, you're right, Johnny. He is quick and he's very dangerous.
3rd down and 7 for Hot Springs. 9:40 remaining. Frederick this time pitches out to Wilcox. Wilcox gets out near the 35-yard line. Should be enough for the first down as he gets just across.
He had his momentum going forward and just barely got over the 35-yard line where it was the first down marker, and falling forward for the first. Again, we got great penetration, made the quarterback pitch on the veer, coming to the home side stand side of the field, and good downfield blocking on the D-backs to allow a good 7-yard gain for the first down.
This time Frederick goes to his left side, gives up the middle across midfield. Is Esau, who goes in for the Hot Springs touchdown with 9:05 remaining here in the ball game. Esau goes 64 yards for the Hot Springs touchdown.
Mike, it was the first back through. We were expecting the veer, pulling it out and running the veer to the outside, going to the left-hand side of the line, and the quarterback rode the first back through. Esau just picked up downhill running and straight up the gut. A big gainer for a touchdown for the Hot Springs Trojans.
So Hot Springs scores very quickly. And they're going to set up now 4-2. Frederick goes to his left, gives to Wilcox, man out there.
Oh, they'd get a hold out there on.
And goes in for the touchdown, does Wilcox. So the Trojans narrow it to a 25-point lead with 9:05 remaining. And this kick is away and fumbled by Malvern. There's going to be a scramble for the ball, and it looks like
number 6.
The Leopards came up with it. That's number 6, Justin Simmons. Fortuitous bounce for the Leopards as the initial player that touched it, and I missed who it was, let that one go.
It was just Mark Blackerby had his first touch on it, slipped through his hands while one of the defenders hit him, and it rolled back towards the backside of all the defenders of Hot Springs, and Justin Simmons flew through there and recovered the ball for the Leopards.
Ball spotted at the Malvern 49. Roberts pitches to Witherspoon, who's going to be hemmed up in the backfield, but gets back to the line of scrimmage and actually gains a yard after he was really, Johnny, it looked like he was going to be dropped for about a 2 or 3 yard loss.
They're definitely crashing in there. They know that the Leopards are going to try to eat up the clock with the running game, so they're putting as much pressure as they can on the running game and with crashing these linebackers, and it might have to go to the passing game, the short passing game, to get them to quit penetrating the line of scrimmage. There was at least 2 or 3 guys in the backfield when DeMond got the ball.
It's 2nd down and 9 now for the Leopards.
Yeah, it looks like they're just almost daring us to pass, Michael.
Roberts takes a snap, gives to Callison. Callison up over the 35, still on his feet, and is dropped at the 34-yard line, near the 33. Eddie Callison, tough running, good balance.
Mike, it's just like they ran earlier. It looks like Eddie's down. He took a lick on that leg, and I hope it's not a knee.
Flag thrown, and I've yet to see. I'm not sure what happened there, but there was a flag thrown at midfield while the player was down. No action. We got a personal foul.
That's sportsmanlike conduct against the Leopards.
So something happened on the field that the referee did not deem appropriate. And it's going to be after the gain, so Leopards will still have first down. It'll be first down and 25.
I think
and more coaches coming onto the field. We come out for a brief update. Eddie Callison still down on the field for the Leopards. Now two of the local doctors, Dr. Purefoy and I believe Dr. White, out checking on Eddie Callison. We understand it's a problem with his leg, but have not gotten any confirmation or any details on the injury. Leopards taking a knee on the sideline, and gentlemen, of course, you hate to see any player go down, but it's certainly not the type of injury that requires this type of attention.
Pro Med's out there, Mr. Bracey and his crew's doing a great job with these kids, and they'll get him over to the hospital, get him x-rayed, and get him taken care of. And once again, we'd like to thank Pro Med for furnishing the ambulance and the EMTs and the, I guess, the specialists that stay here and watch over these Leopards. Good job, Pro Med, and thank you very much.
Tough break for Eddie Callison. They have him loaded in the ambulance. He'll be taken to be checked on.
It's a tough break. Callison is, of course, a senior, and we don't want to speculate on the rest of the year, but Callison's one of these seniors, one of these senior leaders that's just a tough kid, tough ball player, and the coaches just love him because he just gave you everything he's got, and we'll keep you updated. And if we hear anything before the game's over, we'll give you an update. If not, we'll check on him later.
Both teams coming back out on the field now. The penalty moved the ball back to the 50-yard line, and I said it was going to be first down and 25. Chains are actually set at first down and 10.
Yeah, I've got it at first and 25 too. So
would assume that after the play it would.
Well, no, the personal foul would have had to happen
before the end of the play.
Before the end of the play. Okay, so we're at first and 10 at the 50.
Down to nearly the 8-minute mark as Jace Roberts steps back up under center for the Leopards. Wide outs to either side. The give up the middle, Brandon Bradford. Bradford pushes his way up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 46-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. It's second down and 6.
Mike, even with Brandon Bradford running the ball, he's so big that he can barrel over some of these bigger defensive linemen and take a lick and keep pushing the pile, and that's exactly what he did.
7 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Leopards lead 35-11. Roberts takes a snap, gives to Witherspoon. Witherspoon up across the 45, down to the 41-yard line. It's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. It'll be third down and 1.
Design play out of the I formation, going over the right tackle. Again, Trojans got good penetration, and Damon, using his quickness, stepped into the pile and went for another 4 yards.
Johnny, if we ever pop one past those linebackers, he's gone. They got the safety 8 yards deep, and everybody else, they've got 10 in the box, if you want to call it that.
Once again, Roberts takes a snap, gives this time up the middle to Brandon Bradford. Bradford pushing for the first down, will depend on the spot, and that's going to be just shy as the side judge puts him just over the 40-yard line. It'd be interesting to see what the Leopards do.
Whoa!
They're gonna be about a foot short.
The linesman over here, okay.
Brandon Bradford took the ball straight up the middle and did not get the favorable spot that it looked like he was way over the 40-yard line. But still, Malvern's going to go on 4th down to attempt to keep this clock rolling.
Just over 6 minutes remaining now. Roberts keeps it himself, gets free, and gets down to about the 36-yard line. It's like the Leopards surprised Hot Springs on that one.
Quick snap by the quarterback. You know, all the line, the running backs are just staying stationary. The D-line don't even have a clue exactly the call's been even made. The quarterback usually goes on pressure on that point. He waits till the line gets set, by the offensive line gets set. Then he gives the center the nudge to hike the ball, and they both take off. And great call by Jason and the coaching staff on that play to get the 1st down.
That's some of that senior leadership, isn't it, Johnny?
That's no doubt about that.
Ball just shy of the 35-yard line to Witherspoon, who breaks across the 30, the 20. It's a foot race. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Malvern. 5:35 remaining, and the Leopards increase their lead. It's now 41-11.
Mike, that's just what Ron was talking about. If he gets out to the corner, there's nobody around. They've got so many guys trying to defend that inside running game, and if DeMond gets outside, his foot speed will beat any of those Hot Springs Trojans defensive backs, and that's exactly what he did. He beat them to the corner and beat them for a foot race, 35-yard touchdown run.
Nice. It was a nice move. Spoon showed us that little burst of speed out there, Johnny, at about the 10, 12-yard line when he had to go.
The after boosters kicked in about the 30-yard line.
The kick is up, and it is good.
That's another Floriani, guys. That's number 79, baby Floriani.
The Leopards set now to tee this one up. Josh Floriani kicking off. This ball is almost fielded, nearly touched, goes out of bounds at about the 11, so Hot Springs will get it back at the 35, and Ron mentioned earlier they're trying to stay away from that great speed and those deep returners, and at this point I think they're just willing to concede the 35-yard line in order to keep that quick touchdown away.
Well, it was a situation there too. The Trojans had a chance to field the ball, but where the ball went out, it's smart play on their part. Let the ball go out because they know they're going to get 15 yards because they were inside the 20-yard line. So nice, smart play by the Trojans there.
But the one thing they do have to guard on is if it does not go out of bounds, it's still a live ball, and the Leopards can recover it because it's gone 10 yards. Looks like they're going to decline the penalty and push them back and make them kick over again.
So Leopards now move back. The ball is going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. That's where Floriani will tee it up. The crowd beginning to celebrate a little bit here at Claude Mann Stadium, enjoying easily the biggest win in terms of points for Malvern in quite some time.
Mike, it's been a while since Leopards have scored 42 points and holding the defense, or holding the opponent to only 11 points, and it always feels good to know that you've got a victory at hand early in the ball game.
Just over 5.5 minutes remaining. This time Floriani is going to kick this one. It will be fielded at the 12. Gets away from Hot Springs. Malvern makes the tackle at about the 23. That ball bounded right off the returner. Hot Springs was able to cover it. Looked like Michael Reed, or correction, that was number 8, Keith Wilcox, who's had a very good ball game for Hot Springs. That one went right off his chest.
It's strange to have him back there when you need to catch it in your hands, and he's got a banged up hand and hit him on the shoulder pad and bounced a good 9 yards in front of him. Luckily, he had another receiver back there to cover the ball.
Not only that, they lost 11 yards on that exchange, guys. They had it at 35, now they got it at the 24.
Hot Springs give up the middle, a little bit of running room for the big fullback who's brought down at the 35, and that's Willis Duvall, the big 240-pound senior.
He got a first down, 10 yards straight up the middle running, and looks like he's got a cramp still on the ground. They're still in the wishbone formation, and not attempting to pass it downfield. They're trying to get their points on the ground, and when that clock is running, the Leopards are really wanting that to happen here.
Keith Wilcott limps towards the sideline. Going split now for Hot Springs is number 25, Cedric Calvin, a 6'1", 165 junior, and he is the target, and he is open on the left side, but slightly overthrown and over the wrong shoulder.
Had pretty good coverage back there. Spoon went back there with him. Kevin Bryant was covering on him, but Spoon had him back there, and had the pass had to have been absolutely perfect for him to catch it. And nice coverage by Witherspoon. I'd like to remind everybody again, 4:55 left tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Watch the replay on Channel 13, Cox Cable, Malvern Cable Company. Thank you, Malvern Cable.
Calvin goes split to the far side once again. Frederick takes a snap, pitches to his left, tackle made at the 40-yard line.
That was Travis Potts coming from his outside linebacker, come all the way across the field, pursuing it, running right down the line of scrimmage, and picks up the pitch man, and which the pitch man turned it upfield for a gain of 5, but Travis gave him a good jolt when he comes across from his linebacker position.
Coming into the game, Josh Moore and Jeff Biggs for the Leopards. Fumble on the snap, picked up by the quarterback. Actually able to pick up a little yardage on the play.
The Leopards cover the ball.
The Leopards did cover it, so it's going to be Leopard football with 4:13 remaining.
Brandon Bradford, Southern State Bank's isolated player of the game, comes up with a big turnover here late in the ball game, allowing the Leopards to try their best to run out the clock late in the ball game.
Not only a big turnover, Johnny, that's the first turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, absolutely.
For either team?
Either team.
No, I'm sorry, we had the interception.
We did have, that's right.
Two turnovers, and we won them both, guys, so, that's pretty good stats.
4:13 remaining, Jace Roberts. Gives up the middle. I said that was Jace. Actually, that's number 11. Luke Burton in the ball game now for the Leopards as we start to see some reserves.
Gave it off to number 20, and I don't have a number.
That is Daniel Delamar, 5'10".
Justin's little brother.
189-pound sophomore.
Picked up 3 yards. Way to go, young Mr. Delamar. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. This is what these JV kids practice for, play the JV games for, to go out here and play now.
Luke Burton, your quarterback for the Leopards. Takes the snap. The give is to number 12. That's Kobe Applewhite, who's got running room at the 20, the 15, and will be knocked down at the 7-yard line. Kobe Applewhite breaking loose with 3:20 remaining in this ball game.
Mike, that was a design handoff going over the left tackle, and he got hemmed up in the backfield, and the defensive lineman tried to arm tackle and throw him to the ground, and he stayed on his feet. He kept his feet turning and stayed on his feet and bounced it out to the outside for a huge gain inside the Trojans' 10.
Now, guys, this is something that happened to us all the time last year, guys. The clock doesn't stop.
3:07 remaining in this ball game. Luke Burton at quarterback. Takes the snap, gives to Applewhite once again, and Applewhite's dropped in the backfield. Actually gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 7.
A little mix-up in the backfield. Looks like the running backs went the wrong way, or the quarterback turned the wrong way and bumped into each other. Little confusion in the backfield.
Johnny, we're really seeing the benefits now. These kids playing a couple of junior varsity games, because I'm going to tell you something. These junior JVs or these backups now really look like a good football team out there. It really pays dividends, and I was talking to the coaches about that.
Corey Jimerson now in for the Leopards. The give is to the fullback. That's number 20, Daniel Delamar, and he's still struggling. Gets down to the 5-yard line. It will be 3rd and goal from there.
Mike, there's a lot of subs in there, and we're trying to get everyone that we know that's in the ball game right now, and it looks like we've definitely got split in number 80, Lee Brandon, in there that wanting to catch a pass. We've got
Chris Jones coming into the ball game.
We've also got Jason Floriani is playing a little bit of tackle to the left. Number 54, John Bailey's also playing left guard for the Leopards.
Burton this time gives to his tailback, Applewhite. Applewhite breaks the tackle, gets inside the 5. It's 4th down now for the Leopards, and the ball is spotted near the 3.
I think the Leopards will keep continuing to try to punch it in, let that clock roll, and not to try to pile on points, but by making a kick, we'll just attempt to go for 6.
Todd Porterfield comes into the ball game along with Corey Jemerson.
69. Oh yeah, 69. Josh Floriani's at center. So we got a couple of Florianis on the team.
Kobe Applewhite set at tailback. This time to give to the fullback, and it's touchdown Malvern, Daniel Delamar. Delamar goes 3 yards for the Leopard touchdown.
Mike, I tell you what, that was a great job of blocking. Again, our right line crashes in. All that defense trying to pile in the middle, trying to get penetration straight up the middle. We got great push to the inside, and we run that trap with that fullback to the outside, and he just walked right in from 3 yards out for the touchdown.
Congratulations to Daniel Delamar. The kick is up, and it is good.
Huge confidence booster for the second teamers and the junior varsity team to punch it in against these first team Trojan defense. So, hats off to these guys, and like Ron said, they're working hard, and I commend their efforts by that good drive.
I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I'm sitting down here and I'm watching Malvern. Some of the Malvern fans leave early at 46 seconds left. Hi. They're reason leaving early for the right time, this guy. It's really great for the program. Coach Hart, I don't know where he's going to put this one. He's been looking for that victory to turn this program around, and we almost got it at Stuttgart. I know he thought that was a turning point. We've got closer and closer and closer each week, and looks to me like, Michael, Johnny, we've dotted the I's and crossed the T's tonight.
Absolutely the most complete ball game Malvern has put together in quite some time.
Anytime that you can put it all together in one ball game, that's a morale booster. But I tell you what, getting to this point this year, fighting as way we fought the first 3 ball games, it was just a matter of time before us to break one loose and really play like we have tonight.
46 seconds remaining. Floriani gets this one away, and it's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. Out across the 15, the 20-yard line, and dragged down out around the 27 is KJ Esau. Just under 35 seconds remaining, and Malvern will pick up its first win this year, and more importantly than that, start out in conference 1-0.
We're on we're at the top of the class at the conference. There's no better way than start off 1-0 in the conference. But wow, start out with a 49-11 victory. Holy cow, guys!
30 seconds and counting now in this ball game. Frederick takes a snap, gives up the middle to his big fullback, who's dropped just over the 30-yard line at the 32. 13 seconds remaining. And Hot Springs is going to take a timeout. Frederick takes a snap, looking to his left, going to throw deep. Throws out over the left side. It is incomplete, intended for their big wide receiver, Cedric Franklin. And the clock, which actually should have probably stopped. Well, actually, the mercy rule was, I believe, was in effect. So the clock runs out, and the Leopards win this one 49-11. Johnny, it's been a number of years since we've seen a Malvern team play this well.
Well, you know, when everything's going right for a team, and as it did for the Leopards tonight, they deserve this victory after how they played the last 2 games or last 3 games, excuse me, and they deserve to win all 3 ball games before this game, and to come out and play like they did. They weren't flat at all. They come out and played with intensity. The defense played well, 3 and outs, and before you know it, our offense started picking up. The running game and the passing game came alive midway through the game, and really show that we are a complete team and a complete package, and we can bring everything to the table with a winning program, and that's what's showing tonight.